Alright guys, we're going to get a little controversial. There was a game on Steam called No Mercy. And no one really heard much about it. Until a whole bunch of feminists got really upset. They got upset because, according to them, it has certain themes in the game highlighted on the screen. Now, they were successful in pulling it off Steam. And the studio behind No Mercy was recently released a 3D visual novel featuring the non-consensual acts and has announced plans to remove the game entirely from Steam after the game attracted controversy online. Valve has pulled the game from the United Kingdom version of Steam after the government officials slammed Valve for allowing No Mercy to be sold on the storefront. So, No Mercy was released on March 22nd on PC via Valve's super popular digital platform Steam. The game is described by the developers as a 3D choice-driven adult visual novel with a huge focus on incest and male domination. In the game, players discover that their mother has cheated on them and their dad, and they are told to claim her for yourself. This leads to multiple scenes involving the player and women and their character's own mother to have interrelations with them. The game's description on Steam includes the line, "Unveil her deepest secrets, subdue her, and make all women yours." So, it doesn't hold back. I can see why the feminists might have got a little upset. But
so basically, this whole game is one guy's weird fantasy fetish.
yeah, this guy probably should go and talk to Floyd. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. By going through and going after No Mercy, the video game, they've caused it to spike. Because now everybody wants to know. It's the Streisand effect, right? So, search history. So, No Mercy, video game, search, result, totals. Is there a way to... how do we look up trends?
Trends?
How to look up how many searches per hour a topic gets. Right, okay. Right, Google Trends. There it is. That's it. I was blanking on the term. So we type No Mercy. And we change it to the past 7 days. So here it was here. Getting around 3 to 9 to 4 to blah 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 searches. And this is where the feminists started getting upset. And it got all the way up to almost 100 search results per hour, whatever it is. Now it's dropped off again, but it is now starting to pick up a little bit again as well. So if we drop this from, say, past day, you can see like it was around an hour ago, around 100, and it sort of got back down, and now it's down to around 30 and stuff like that again. So they have caused it to basically jump. You know, at the end of the day, congratulations, feminists. You made everybody aware of this video game. Here's the thing. Is this something that I would play? No, probably not. However, is this something I think should be banned? No. I say no. Because it's a slippery slope. Do you remember the GTA 5 days when GTA 5 came out?
Vaguely.
So, GTA 5, when it was released, was problematic because its portrayal of violence in its games. For example, people were complaining about the fact that you can kill the prostitutes and stuff like that. And there was a lot of backlash against GTA 5 for doing stuff like that. So, and this is back in like early 2000s. So we're going back towards those sort of days again. We're circling back to the early 2000s, 2005, 2006. Look, I would not play No Mercy. But I'm not going to lie, after the feminists lost their shit, I'm kind of curious how bad it actually is. So they've not only raised awareness about it, but to be honest, the company that made it will probably put it out as its own launcher and stuff like that. You can't stop people from buying it. And you're just making this game way more popular than it already was. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's definitely been interesting. Like I say, it's not a game I would normally play. It's not my type of game. But, then, like it says, the question is, well, GTA 6 is coming up soon. Are they going to try and ban that? So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on all this, Ferrets? Do you have any, or do you just want to plead the fifth?
I mean, it's such a touchy topic to really talk about. Like, on one hand, yeah, it's bad because it covers something that is generally viewed as a very bad thing in the general society. But on the other hand, if you say, well, that's way too much, then, like, where do you draw the line? Like,
Yeah.
Like, if you say that's actually bad, then you can start going through other video games and saying, "Oh, that's also bad. I don't like that. That's also bad." So it has a potential to just keep snowballing.
Yeah, that's my problem with it, right? Is that, it's the whole going through and starting off with the reasonable, and let's face it, it's not like the feminists have ever gone completely batshit crazy and this whole slippery slope fallacy totally doesn't exist, right? So at the end of the day, that's my problem with it, is that it's, like, if you go through and say, okay, well, we can't do this. Okay, well, what about if are we going to try and ban GTA now? What about all these other games where you have, like, for example, I was playing a game on Steam a couple of weeks ago called Werewolf Project. Or Project Werewolf. Where in that, if your character gets knocked out or killed by the guards in the space station, she gets, there's a high chance that she gets, let's just say, bent over doggy style. So, like, okay, well, someone might make the argument that was non-conceptual. So are we going to ban that? Like, this is, like, what are we going to do for, like, where does it end? Like, and the same people that are upset about No Mercy would have nothing to say about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which has children in it, by the way. So, you know, like I say, this is people like, here, go to Steam, report No Mercy. You know, like they're trying to wind up people to go and report this game. I don't know. Personally, I'm under the impression if you don't want to play a game, don't play it. But you shouldn't be able to go through and ban something just because you don't want to play it. Or because you have a problem with the content. Because where does it end? Where does it stop? You know, like, are we going to start banning GTA next, you know, because of the incident with the prostitutes? Are we going to start banning, you know, Project Werewolf or any of these sort of games, you know? What happens if any game has any of those sort of scenes in it? Are they going to start trying to ban those then? It's a slippery slope, and I really do get concerned when people start going through stuff like this. So, I don't know. Any thoughts you want to wrap up before we stop laying or jumping on landmines and trying to blow ourselves up?
Yeah, I don't really have anything further to say.
Yeah, I just worry about what it means, like with other games in the future. You know, like where do you stop? Where's the line? Where do you draw the line? But I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously, the video's been helpful. Please smack that like button if you're new. Channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, we'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night.